Hello, my name is Allison. What I'm about to tell you changed my whole life. I met the Lord. It was June 2013, and it was raining hard that night. I was driving. I had no idea that this stormy night would end in a car crash that kept me from ever being the same. The car suddenly flipped over and went rolling down a huge hill before landing upside down in a drainage ditch. I was scared to death at that very moment. I was sure I wouldn't make it out alive. But some force I couldn't see helped me get away. I crawled out of the rubble, lost, hurt, and by myself. There was no one around to see the accident, so I had to struggle through the rain for 8 long, painful hours as night turned to morning in a frantic search for help. As soon as I found it, I was rushed to the hospital, where the surgeries began. Something terrible went wrong with my second back surgery, though. I choked to death when they clamped my chest tube. At that very moment, my soul began to leave my body. But it wasn't quiet. I felt like I was being torn apart. My soul was rising while my body was stuck in the pain of living. As I floated up, I hovered close to the roof and looked down at the chaos below. No matter how hard my mom, the doctor, and the nurse tried to save me, I was getting away. And then, out of the blue, I was sucked into a tunnel that swirled around me at an impossible speed. I saw colors I can't even describe flash before my eyes, and then everything turned white in an instant. After going through some strange doors, I finally arrived in a strange room. The room, which was 10x10 and covered in thick fog, was very quiet. The walls, ceiling, and floor were all as white as snow. It felt like I stepped into a huge cloud. There was nothing there to see when I tried to look at myself. I was clear, like a ghost, there but not seen. 3 men in deep red and green robes with lots of gold embroidery came out of the fog. One of them led the way slowly and purposefully, with the other 2 right behind him. They put out their hands as a sign of comfort, as if to say, "Don't be scared." But fear took hold of me. As they got closer, I backed away and hid in a corner, trying to get farther away from them. They looked at each other, and even though their mouths weren't moving, I could hear them talking. "She's not ready yet. She's not ready yet." I was pushed back and thrown back into the tunnel of colors, falling through space and time. I was standing on a hill and looking at a view that was so beautiful it was hard to understand. It looked like the whole spectrum of light had been painted over with brighter colors than I had ever seen before. There was gold everywhere, but it wasn't the gold of our world. This was something beyond words, so bright and pure that it almost sang with its brightness. As I looked out to the horizon, golden wheat fields went on to my left. To my right, huge golden cornfields swayed gently in a breeze I could feel, but not see. There was a gap between these fields, and a stream ran through it. The water was so clear that it reflected the sky above. I saw families, kids, and a woman balancing a basket on her head while gathering wheat and corn with grace as I looked out over this dreamlike scenery. The whole scene made me feel calm, as if I had entered a world where time didn't work the same way, and every moment seemed to last forever. Then he showed up, Jesus. It was clear that he was there as he walked up to me on my right. His energy and air of love and peace that wrapped around me like the warmest hug was what made him feel so good. I looked at his white, shining robe and his shoes that didn't leave any marks. I tried to look him in the eyes, but I just couldn't. When they saw such a divine being, they were filled with awe and almost fear. A simple action that said a lot was what he did. Even though he didn't say a word, I knew what he was telling me. This is a glimpse, a mere wisp of heaven. Just a small taste of what's to come. I was out of breath from the honor of it. I didn't think I deserved to see such peace and beauty. Everything around us was full of life and color, and this place was filled with a calm joy. It looked like everyone in the fields was glowing. As they gathered their crops, their voices rose in a beautiful song. The work itself seemed like a celebration or a joyful gift, and their music filled the air with such deep peace that it made me cry. But here's the thing. I wasn't always this way. I was lost and a self-proclaimed pagan at the time. I was walking around in the dark without knowing where the light was. People told me about Jesus, but I only knew his name and saw him in stories that I didn't fully understand. Even so, he came to me anyway. I will always be thankful to him for giving me a glimpse of what's beyond the veil. It was a lesson that we can be saved even when we feel like we've lost everything. There is something bigger than us, and it knows us even if we don't know it. Because of this, I am telling you with all my heart that Jesus is real. There is a God. There is a beautiful and peaceful world beyond this one that waits for us if we only believe and stay away from the roads that lead us astray. After that amazing picture, something else took place. My mother had been with my body the whole time in the hospital room and saw that something wasn't right. When they took the clamp off of my chest tube, 2,000 fluid rushed back into my lungs. I was pulled back through the tube of colors at that very moment, my heart beating faster than ever. Then my soul slammed back into my body with such force that it felt like lightning hit me. I gasped and felt like someone had punched me in the chest. Then all of a sudden I was awake and back in this world. I'm going to share this with you now. Thanks for hearing me. I hope that what I've been through helps you get closer to the truth and the light that is waiting for all of us.